For the longest time, I've always thought there was magic in Overwatch. I saw the dragon cinematic, I saw Hanzo and Genji slinging massive energy dragons at each other and was like, yup, that's magic. The Overwatch world is a mix of sci-fi and magic. That's cool. But apparently not. Blizzard confirmed that there was no magic a while ago, and it's completely ruined some characters for me, specifically the Japanese cast. I used to think Genji and Hanzo were cool. Now they just feel like LARPers. Like if we accept that magic isn't real, then some voice lines make them sound so unserious. I won't get too deep in this story. I'm mainly here to talk about some in-game voice lines that piss me off. In fact, the reason I decided to make this video was specifically because of a Kiriko voice line.
The Shimada weapons were masterworks, but those Ofuda were your father's magnum opus.
He made them for Grandma when he proposed. Bringing the fox spirit to life really won her over.
Like, I heard that and was like, what the actual fuck are you talking about? Your dad summoned the fox spirit to your grandma when he proposed to your mom? He did that shit in my realistic sci-fi game that has no magic, by the way? We'll get to this voice line later. Also, when I say magic, it's not just casting spells. I mean no magic, fantasy creatures, spirits, and all the other stuff. We'll do this from least crazy to most crazy. So we'll start with Hanzo and Genji, and then Kiriko. But first, I'm gonna have to quickly introduce you to Toshiro Yamagami. He's Kiriko's dad, and he's the most important character in this whole Overwatch Japan side of the story. This clusterfuck. Because at the end of the day, Genji, Hanzo, Kiriko, Mizuki, all these guys are just clowns inside this circus this Toshiro guy built, okay? I'll mention him a lot in this video, so it's important that you remember him. Toshiro is Kiriko's dad. He's basically a genius inventor. He works with the Shimada clan. It's the clan where Genji and Hanzo are from, and he built them these anima weapons. It's weapons that can summon these energy avatars like the dragon and fox. He then got kidnapped by the Hashimoto clan, the enemy clan, and he was forced to build them these weapons, because he's the only guy who can make them. He got released recently in the story. Also, he's potentially a freak who takes advantage of spiritual people to get pussy. Okay, now, let's start with the Shimada brothers. Why do I like them less now? For one, if magic doesn't exist, they lose a lot of aura because now, you know that most of the cool shit they do, it's just them pressing buttons on their expensive weapons daddy gave them. When Hanzo in the cinematic said that only a Shimada can control the dragons and use these weapons,
Only a Shimada can control the dragons.
I assumed the Shimada clan was like a special bloodline of warriors that made a pact with the dragon spirit or some shit. But no. Only Shimadas can control the dragon weapons because Toshiro set up two-factor authentication for them. The weapons just check their fingerprint or DNA or something. When Genji uses his ults, he's not like channeling the dragon energy that he spent years mastering in the mountains, like he was the best swordman and was chosen by the dragon spirits. No, none of that. There is a dragon toggle button on the sword. He just goes, dragon on. That was point one. Now the second reason is, some of their voice lines make them sound LARPy and not serious. Cause you know the dragon stuff isn't real. When Hanzo says,
The dragon rages within me. Perhaps today the dragon will be sated.
He sounds like one of those guys who take themselves too seriously and say shit like, the lion does not concern himself with the sheep or something. I know this lion phrase is a meme now, but there are people actually like that. They use quotes like this unironically with lions or wolves or whatnot. They're like, the wolf inside! I'm letting him loose! And then they do like a school shooting. By the way, these dragon quotes are fine. It's not LARP. Batman throws bat-shaped boomerangs at people. No one is saying he's LARPing as a bat. Everyone got to have their stick, you know? But for me, dragons being fake just makes them lose a lot of sauce. I mean, I still like Genji and Hanzo. They seem to still make sense. Unlike Kiriko. Now on to Kiriko. Kiriko, as I like to call her. What makes Kiriko's stuff way weirder and dumber is that it has some fate and spiritual stuff linked to it. So Japanese shrines are sacred places where people worship kami. They're like these spirits and deities, and people make offerings to them, they pray, they take part in these like religious rituals and stuff. Kiriko is a shrine maiden. She comes from a family of shrine caretakers. Except her mom. Her mom was a swordswoman who trained Hanzo and Genji. Her grandma is a shrine caretaker though. And Kiriko spent a lot of her childhood with her grandma while helping her take care of the fox shrine. And that's how she got close to the quote-unquote fox spirit. Take a look at this picture. It's Kiriko and her grandma with the fox spirit. That's their god. That's not normal. When you go to a church, you don't see literally Jesus, but in the fox shrine, you do see your god. In all other shrines, that's not the case. And the Fox Shrine wasn't always like this. It was like all the other shrines. Until Toshiro pulled up and he made the Fox Spirit with the same avatar hologram energy thing as the Shimada weapons. There is this in-game interaction that confirms that the Fox Spirit is an anime avatar. This is where the first voice line I showed comes in.
The Shimada weapons were masterworks, but those Ofuda were your father's magnum opus.
He made them for Grandma when he proposed. Bringing the fox spirit to life really won her over.
A sentimental yet powerful gift. I see why she was impressed.
So to recap, when Toshiro proposed to Kiriko's mom, he brought to life the Fox Spirit to the grandma, his in-law, to win her over. Do you have any idea how fucking psychotic this is? I imagine he pulled up to their little town to propose. He went to his in-law, the grandma, and was like, "Yo, I know you might have doubts approving our marriage, so here's your fucking god." The grandma did the shocked speed face and was like, "Holy shit, it's the Fox Spirit!" And he was like, "Yup. Fox Spirit, do you approve our marriage?" The hologram nods. He's like, "See? I know Kiriko and her mom obviously know it's not the real Fox Spirit, but the grandma probably kinda tech illiterate. She might have actually thought it was real. And you know what? Even if they knew the hologram is not real, they do treat it as the real thing, which is weird. Like imagine someone went to a church and was like, here's a Jesus energy hologram thing. And it's not like a static hologram. It actually talks, moves and interacts with things. And the people there started talking to it and praying to it. I'm not an expert on Christianity, but that has to be so fucking haram. Like that's idolatry, you know? Cause even though Kiriko knows the thing is fake, when she old she's like,
"Let the kitsune guide you!"
the Fox Spirit guides you. She says that after she summons the hologram. That's weird. Like if I was a religious guy with sci-fi weapons and I was like, "May Allah smite you!" and I summon a stand, like a big fucking energy figure behind me that launches lightning attacks, that would be me directly implying I summoned Allah, kind of, which would be haram. That's heretic shit. Maybe it's just the Abrahamic religions that are strict with idolatry stuff, I don't know. Maybe other religions are fine with it. But it's still weird though, and Toshiro is a freak for what he did. Like again, if he was proposing to a Christian family, would he make a Jesus anime avatar? The only way this would all make sense for me, the only way Toshiro's behavior and the family reaction to it would be less weird, is if the family was not actually religious. They're basically atheist but culturally religious. You know what I'm talking about? A lot of people are like this nowadays. The idea of the shrine caretaker grandma being a mega Reddit atheist is so funny. She's like, "Yeah, we like this Fox Shrine religion thing because it's part of our culture. It gives us cute little customs that gives us identity. We celebrate holidays and it brings us closer together. It gives us a sense of community. But we know this religion isn't real. It was invented like 1200 years ago, probably by some villager that was high because they chewed on a weird plant they found on the ground and they thought they saw God. And you know, back then, they didn't have a good understanding of what drugs were. They had no idea what they were putting in their system. So we don't actually believe this stuff. You know, they actually predicted the world was gonna end like 350 years ago. And obviously that didn't happen. We're all still alive and paying taxes. So yeah, we participate in this religion because we like the culture around it. But just so we're clear, when we die, it's just a black screen. Don't get it twisted, there is no afterlife. There is nothing after this. We're all gonna experience The Sopranos and then eventually. Like this would make the picture of Kiriko and her grandma with the Fox Spirit make sense, you know? The grandma's like, "Sure honey, that's the Fox Spirits." They're chill about it, you know? Dude, that's like my favorite group of spiritual people. They're just in it for the vibes, the good times, and to be part of a community. Anyways, that's what I don't like about Kiriko's voice lines. Every time she mentions the Fox Spirit, I just think that she's a heretic. Why are you acting like you got your god on speed dial, you know? Fuck you. And stop suzuing my anti-nades, you damn fucking bitch. The Kiriko story is just flawed with obvious stuff like the age gap between her and Genji and Hanzo. This one has been talked about a lot. Like the whole Japanese side of the Overwatch story is so cooked. Like it doesn't make sense. And it seems kind of outside the sci-fi theme of the game. Okay, so Overwatch has a writers/narrative team. It's not just one guy, right? Okay, what I'm gonna say is probably not true, but I like to think that there is a story-based division of labor. Like one guy is gonna be in charge of the Talon cast and story. One guy is gonna be in charge of this whole Japanese side of the story, you know? And the guy who's in charge of the Japan side is, he's special. Like, he's very special. Like, you got the writer's room. It's a serious place with serious people. And then you got this guy in his desk in the corner. And he's drawing dragons and monsters with colored crayons. He's doing his own thing. He has no clue what's going on around him. He wants to do anime, magic stuff. And he doesn't like that he's forced to do sci-fi. Before they released the 5 characters, before Season 1 and the Talon attack, I imagine the writers were having a meeting discussing the story, and then they started talking to the Japan guy. They were like, okay, so we're starting this new Talon arc, Vendetta's taken over, we're figuring out where everyone fits into it. You've been doing most of the Shimada and Kiriko stuff, so what are Genji, Hanzo, and Kiriko doing during all this? How would they respond to the Talon attack? Then the Japan guy is like, huh? What the fuck is a Talon? Actually, I don't care to know. I have a new ninja wizard character I cooked up. He's called Mizuki, and he's a cursed demon child. The demons speak to him and haunt him. He's gonna have romantic stuff with the fox girl, but the blue dragon ninja wizard is suspicious of him, you know? And then he just keeps going, you know? Listen, I'm not saying fire the guy. In this fucked up job market, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Even if it's just an imaginary guy I made up in my head. So Blizzard shouldn't fire him, but like, at the very least, they have to confiscate his crack pipe because he can't keep doing this. Like, the next time this guy is gonna add a character to the story or like an in-game hero, it's gonna be an elf. He's gonna add an elf to the game. And it's not gonna be, oh, it's actually a human that was born with a birth defect, a deformity that made his ears very long. He got bullied as a kid for it and was called an elf. And so when he decided to become a hero or a villain, he took on the moniker of an elf. No. None of that. It's just gonna be an actual elf, like an honest to God elf. If you do a DNA test on them, the results are gonna come out like 90% elf, 8% dark elf, and 2% goblin. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a fantasy world test result. Do I have anything to say about Mizuki? I don't think so. He keeps talking about demons, but it's pretty well established that he's just a schizo. Like Sigma. Everyone knows it's not real demons or spirits. And so that's the Japanese ninja wizard cast. And by the way, all these problems are self-inflicted. Why would they not make magic part of the Overwatch world? Lots of this stuff would have made sense. Also, the way they made that no magic statement, the statement was literally, magic doesn't exist in Overwatch. I thought it was funny because it makes it sound like it's not about the lore. Like they're saying the video game Overwatch is not fun, it's not magical. Magic doesn't exist in Overwatch. Also, Santa isn't real. I actually disagree. I think there is magic in Overwatch. Have you seen bronze lobbies? That's a magical place. You should watch my bronze spectators, by the way. No one makes bronze spectators the way I do it. If you liked the video, then please like and subscribe. And if you want to support the channel, then please consider becoming a channel member. Thanks for watching and take care.